What is up, guys? Wraith here, Grey Bearded Gaming Society. We have made our way across the Common Lands to the door into Befallen. Now, we didn't accomplish a ton, unfortunately, in the East Commons Tunnel like we had hoped, but we did at least manage to do this. We upgraded our little Minotaur battle axe into a Gladius, which, while it is 1 damage less, it is substantially faster, and it's also a magic item. So now we have a magic one-hand slash, and we still have our magic hammer. But we are here. We are at Befallen now. Oh, he's kind of beaten up, but maybe he didn't train. Let's find out. Let's go inside and see what happens, shall we? Like I said, it was time to... oh, I didn't even notice that. It's kind of new. Little alarm window thing here in the corner. Let's do this first. Not too many people in here, so let's kind of see kind of what it's looking like. Basically, we came in here to check out some action. We found that quite a bit of the stuff on the top floor is really not going to be a problem for us. I think we found like a couple of the neophytes earlier that had kind of a chance. Most of it's kind of a bit small. So, like I said, we knocked out, went and got ourselves a key. You go down this way here, and I'm not going to get in his way because he's fighting stuff, but you get yourself the splintered wooden key, and that's how you open this door here to move towards this floor. Now, the trick, of course, with this area a little bit is you do have to be careful because it's train central. Sometimes you generate a train just by sitting down. What we did notice pretty quick, like I said, is we got to get, we just have to get through this area down to the bottom, not the bottom floor, but the actual second floor, as opposed to this kind of interim section, to actually get past anything that's kind of green to us. So we'll kind of see what happens. Like I said, you do have to be really careful in this zone. It's a very small zone. And just right on cue, as I say something, somebody is busy trying to train something. And that's why you have to be really careful in here, because the zone, again, is so small that if somebody does start to train, in some instances, there's literally just no place to go. So I think we're mostly off to the side. We should be fine, unless for whatever reason the guy brings it in here. But either so, one of the problems, like I said, with zone and keying and training and running is that you have to bring that key out to get back through that door to go through the door in either direction. So you do have to be pretty careful. I mean, for that matter, it does sound like things got ran right by us. Let's not get too brave here to start. Well, it doesn't look that bad. I don't see a hole. I stand corrected. Let's get out of here. Should we do this? Let's find out. Or we're going to take too much of a beating too fast. Yeah, I think it's just too much. And again, like I was saying, somebody called the train to the zone, and that's what happens. Granted, we'd probably stayed in our little hidey hole. We might have been a little bit safer. But we're going to get outside. We're going to mim up our cure poison because we just happen to have it. Get healed back up. I'll check back in with you guys here in just a few minutes. Welcome to Befallen, folks. Welcome to Befallen. Alright, guys, we have made our way back in. We're back down on the second floor again. We're basically trying to find, where's a pretty good sweet spot in here for us. We get stunned, obviously. Ow. So one of the big things in here, of course, is we get to use, once you get here, we get some decent dark blues. And we can really make use of our new undead blast to keep ahead of things. I mean, it should be some pretty decent experience. So we have to be mindful of the trains. Have to be mindful of those, but hopefully we shouldn't have to retreat too often. And the other advantage, of course, for us as a paladin is we also have our... Bam! Sorry, we have our remove poison and our remove disease. So some of the kind of annoying effects of the zone, we have kind of a way to work around, which is nice. Because getting rabies in here can be really annoying for some other classes. Oh, for crying out loud. I don't know whether they're trying to race me to a camp or what they're doing, but we are going to beat feet in another direction just in case these guys... I didn't even stop to try to con him, but I don't know whether they're training back to a camp or whether he's trying to power level somebody. I don't want any part of free loot. Nope, not free loot. We're going to get up here. We're going to get some full mana and be ready to bounce in case we need to. And again, that has been the single biggest problem that I've run into, you know, with this zone. Like I said, I scouted around just a little bit earlier. I went and got the key, like I said myself, as you saw in kind of my intro. You know, the first floor is just not a problem for us, but the thing with this zone is it goes from 0 to my level really, really fast. So we'll have to be careful with that. We'll also, again, have to be careful with the trains, because like you've just seen, we got trained out first time. And granted, maybe if I'd have stayed in my corner, I might have been safer. It's hard to say. But at the same time, you get trained one way, you get trained the other. We're going to have to keep tabs on what these guys are doing just to make sure we don't get run over if that gets free. But I will continue to fight in here. We'll check back in with you guys here in a little bit. Maybe if I find a nice happy spot, I can shell it in without causing too much trouble. But check back in with you guys here in a bit. Alright guys, well I mean we're targeting ourselves apparently. We're still kind of in the same little area, the same little range. One of the problems that we are running into tonight in our first glorious assault on Befallen, unfortunately, is the fact that there are apparently some high level folks, I guess, trying to power level people in here, or something's going on, because every time I turn around, somebody wrecks through here and basically creates a train on purpose. And now they take care of it. It's not like they're training to zone or anything like that, but they're training back to group and taking, you know, big swaths of experience. There's a pretty good experience modifier in the zone. But unfortunately, action like that makes it very difficult for bold little adventurers such as ourselves to get a lot of action in the middle. We've kind of been shooting back and forth through this little middle section, because this room's got a couple guys for us, and the rooms immediately after this too. As long as we can kind of get some single pulls, we're doing pretty okay. We can handle probably about 2 at a time, as long as they're not any of the really big guys. But some of it too depends on how much we blast with our blast undead, 'cause it does still hurt our mana at this size. So I'm not sure how much we're going to totally be able to get done. Like I said, there's a group down the hallway working on the Shadow Knight, so I probably won't be able to get another key this evening to go any further unless they kind of let me come in there and swipe one. But like I said, they're kind of pulling from the other side. So, but it's our first time here, at least on this little dude. We do have our key, so we can get back down here later if we want to at the same time and zap everything with our little blast here. So we're doing pretty good as long as we keep it safe, as long as we keep it metered. So I think we're going to try to advance a little bit more. I'm not quite sure how well we would fare soloing on the bottom floor, but if we can maybe catch some group action, I think would be pretty good. In this iteration, there's not a ton of loot for us here, but there's one pretty nice piece which comes from the very bottom floor. It's, I believe, the Bone-Bladed Claymore, which is a pretty nice magic two-handed slash. So maybe we can get lucky and figure out a way to get down there. Maybe get a group down there and kind of see how things go. But we're going to keep pressing through, I think, this little mid-section, trying to get these nice controllable singles that we can handle. Work them over with our new magic sword here, which I got at a pretty good price. I mean, I checked the online stuff to make sure that I wasn't getting pilfered on my price tag, and I believe I got this little guy for 50 plat, which is pretty decent. They I think they go for on average like 55 to 60, so I did pretty good. But the other thing we're seeing here now is now that I've gone into the other room, is just the classic one of the why it is so easy to make trains in here. Is pretty much every room you're going to have doubles, and they're going to be right on top of each other. So it's really, really hard in here to get single pulls. And I did even mim lull, but I mean, as soon as I opened the door and came to this guy, I should have looked around more to see if I needed to use it. Here in a minute, we'll probably be using our lay of hands, what we will be doing. But as you can see, it's generally that's the peril of trying to solo in here, right? As you get multiples at a time, so make sure that you are ready for it. And since there are skeletons and zombies, you get a lot of stuns, you get a lot of backhands. They've been breaking a lot of my spellcasts. Now I think we'll be all right here. But like I said, we won't be able to get too much past. Like I said, these couple of rooms. There have been people pulling the other sides, and with the trains running through, you know, like I said, pulling experience to themselves. They're just pulling mass waves. So I even have to be careful going too far, simply because they'll spawn in mass since they're being pulled in mass. So, but I think that's going to be. So I was going to say it's a pretty decent spot to call it. I'll finish this one out just so everybody can watch. I don't think I'm going to kick the bucket here. I think we have our layered hands on tap if we do need it. We'll see if we can weasel this guy down. But like I said, pretty good adventure this first night out. So we probably need to work on some grouping if we're going to get too much farther down. And this dude, like, really? You're going to go on Mist Festival and suddenly you're going to get all these problems from a blue. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to blast you in a face hole. But again, it can be a pretty fun zone. As you've seen when I came in twice, I've already been trained a couple of times. Let's just do one of these. But like I said, pretty good zone, pretty good time. We'll another lay of hands. This guy's really not going to give us that big of a deal. We'll sit back down med. We'll probably pull back to a slightly safer spot. But as you can see, even here where we got a lot of other skills going, and people are close enough where this is about as good as we're going to be able to do is these two little rooms. For now, we might put up LFG for a little bit, maybe save that one for another video. But I'm going to finish this guy off, pull back to some safer spots, and we will see you guys next time. Hope everybody had a good time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you're doing the challenge yourself, don't forget to tell us how you are doing. But until next time, guys, hope you had a good one, and we will see you then. Night, guys.